still a really wonderful team fight for them, and it all comes down to really the sleep from No-Tail. Like, that was just beautiful. Like, Doom jumped, like, they grabbed the Doom, pulled him back. The moment the BKB was activated, he pops his ultimate. That means they had free time to just beat on the Doom, 5 versus 1. And then once the Naga Siren ultimate was down, Empire had to retreat. They were already so low after that. Oh, Jesus. Hani's just making the plays right now. Not only did he have that really, really good counter initiation, he just picked off Resolution in the Ancients.
Wasn't even looking for it. I was too busy checking some other stuff.
Well, that's beautiful.
That's a huge pickoff. That right there is space for Spectre to find the farm to get a stability item.
Uh-huh.
And that's probably a scarier thing right now.
Oh, yeah. Just any bit of health right now for Era can completely change a team fight. Even just a small naked bit booster will make a really, really big difference. So Hani making that play, like, not only did he like win between him, the Batrider, and No-Tail with the sleep, like, they won the team fight for Fnatic at that bottom lane. Now Hani just picks off the SF and allows them to be on the offensive. They grab a tower. This is a huge influx of gold for them.
Yeah, this is perfect for Fnatic, and if they can find another pickoff, they can look at a second tower, and that's why Trixie's on the front lines here. And if he goes into Firefly, he won't see Silent. Actually, have they got detection? Have we got Gem, Sentry, Star, something along these lines? Nope, but Silent, he's going to go right now on Era. They need more help. Ensnare will go. Era at level debt. They have to deny him. It's the only way around it. No-Tail was waiting out, but the tick-out time was just on the wrong time, especially with the Scorched Earth. They couldn't find the combination. They couldn't find the exact timing for it. Nyx Assassin comes in, then picks up the Naga Siren. And all that hard work, all the good pickoffs now just count for naught.
Yeah, Empire, all they have to do is just be the initiators. And with a Blink Dagger up on Mag and the Shadow Blade on Silent, they have different opportunities to be able to have that jump. But it's still difficult because even if you do make that jump, the defensive Naga Siren ultimate is always something you're going to have to worry about. However, Empire on the offensive
Trixie.
once again. This is Trixie.
This is problematic, especially because with that kill, with the tower about to go down, Silent, I don't know if you've actually looked at the net worth, just looking at it sit there.
Yeah.
It's hitting 18,000. There's an AC coming in on the courier now. Like, Silent is massive. Resolution is huge. Team Empire can man-fight up to the higher ground now. With Batrider on the sidelines, they know that there is no jump initiation apart from Hani. And if Hani jumps in, it's going to take 2 hits to kill him off from Resolution. Because there's also no stability arms over on this puck. We don't have drums, we have strain treads and a 4-star. And that's not enough to save lives. And No-Tail and Snare, he may consider the ultimate right now because he's got 4 people nicely grouped up and Fly's ulti is available. And in fact, he'll hold on to it. Batrider's not alive. I thought an ulti into a TP out, but they needed like an extra 5 seconds for that combination to work. So Empire take the bottom racks and fall out. They may reinsert for a kill if they can find an opening at one point, but there's no pressure on them. Roshan spawns up in just under 2 minutes, or under a minute and a half. So there's no pressure at all. Empire looking great.
That was just the completely wrong time for Trixie to get picked off. That pretty much meant that racks were going to be given up. They couldn't, because if they fight that and they lose the fight, which is probably what's going to happen. Like, honestly, what happened in that bottom racks the first time they had that team fight, that was just Empire overextending themselves mixed in with some really, really fantastic play by Fnatic. That was the only way they defended their racks, but it's not like Empire really on a timer here at all. They can still have a large amount of growth. SF is very, very scary going into the late game, and Doom being able to function as like a semi-carry / tank, like being up in the front lines. Not only does he do all of that, but he also augments the SF's attack damage. Like being able to have that Assault QRS minus armor on the enemies you're going
Spectre, they're haunting into the middle lane. Naga Siren's already picked up the Nyx Assassin, and now going to go in a little bit deeper. Venscore, he's caught in the tree line for now. He's just been knocked into the tree line and cannot get back out again. He managed to steal the Venomancer ulti, which is nice for him, but they've still lost 3 heroes in the mid. Resolution's TPing out. In fact, I think he wants to come to the top lane so they can pick off Era. And with Doom now available, Era, though, he's already threw out the Spectral Dagger, so he can run over the tree line, and they can't follow him in here. Holds in a point where they literally cannot follow. And you'll just have to wait it out before he TPs back to base.
One of those times where you really wish you had a Blink Dagger rather than a Shadow Blade on Doom. But
even then, he would have been having a shot in the dark to try and find him.
Yeah. That was still just a really, really good gank on Fnatic. They know enough about this game, like just reading Empire's lineup. They go, okay, they're kind of squishy. We can pick off some of those like supports, basically make sure that Empire don't set up on a second set of racks. If we can just delay that for a while and get the Spectre some farm, we have a chance. It's not a great chance, but it's still better than what you would have had just sitting scared in your base, waiting for Empire to finish the game.
Yeah. Oh, Fly, I want to give this guy confidence, like balls right now. To be able to sit this far up in the lane when you've got the potential for Nyx Assassin, who is hovering around that mid with a blink and 4-star. There is really nowhere safe unless you've got 2 or 3 people there for Fnatic, even after you get pickoffs like they did.
Yeah, that sort of aggression, though, they either need that constant aggression in lanes, pushing out these other lanes, or they need to go for ganks, and I think that's what they're going to go for now, is that they kind of need to do another smoke gank like what they had in middle. If they can get just a couple of pickoffs here, they might be able to sneak in Roshan, because they can try for Rosh. If they force out buybacks, then they can, you know, use the Naga Siren ultimate to get themselves away from Roshan.
Well, they're going to have to do it shortly, man. Like, all ultis are up, including Venomancer's moment. Trixie, yeah, she got cold feet and telekinesis. Naga, the sleep, where is it? It doesn't come in time. Roshan's already gone down. They're going to pick off on the Bat Rider. And then Venskor, fire flying through the tree line, trying to find an extra hero. If he goes far enough down south, he will find Hani. But then again, Hani's going to TP himself away to safety. With 4.5, oh, he got attacked by the range creep. Blinks into the tree line. I think he doesn't want to use this TP. And now he's going to use it. Oh, the worst possible point. Or is it? Oh, 4-star out and the Dream Coil's blowing.
Good reaction there from Mag. Very, very smart, not just holding onto your Vendetta and hoping you could just walk away.
Empire's coming in through mid. Silent just walks in, takes the Gale, takes the Ensnare, takes the extra attack. He's still got Doom of Humble and Spectre! What the hell just happened to his life points? That's evaporation right there. 101 Cloud making. And Notar will tick out even from the Urn Charge. Aegis Immortal will be triggered. Doombringer is still alive in this fight. Vanskor so low on life too, but they get the follow-ups on. The Mag spying Carapace made sure Hani had to stay in his position. And Resolution, he's going to die right now. One last ulti before death. Actually, no, that was just his death ulti. The Puckball back to try and defend this. Silent's still going to be very careful. They can get him picked off here. And what's one more attack? He's on 19 life points. Wait, what the hell? There we go, finally! 1,014 gold goes the way there of Fnatic Spat Rider. And then they chase down Mag. They've still got the gem in their hands. Mag, double stun, TP out. Ah, he does enough damage when the stuns finally wear off. It was a double kill for Hani. And Empire didn't take the mid-Rex. They came in, they got a couple of kills, they got some pickoffs, but they're probably also going to lose Always Want to Fly if he didn't have that haste route on bottom river. That would have been it.
But then Dream Coil. For it. He has a blink.
Yep, Orb first and then blink to follow up. Then to the Dream Coil. Blink, Dream Coil, and Always Want to Fly is going to try and turn a fight here. Underneath the tower, the Rift was out of range though. It didn't hit properly. And so he gets to phase shift Orb away.
Hani's been making so many good plays. I was going to comment on the fact that he was holding on to so much gold because he knew, all of Fnatic knew, that buybacks were going to make the difference there. And Empire, it's very, very easy to get caught up in, oh, let's kill this hero and then kill that hero. Once we're done killing all these heroes, we'll go back to it. However, buybacks, you can't kill all 10 of Fnatic. They're bringing 2 lives to that team fight, and you look at that middle tower, they didn't do any damage to it. Despite all the physical damage in the world, the way they one-shot Spectre like that. That's what I was talking about, though. Doom being on the front lines, meaning you have to go into that Assault QRS armor reduction aura, which is already really, really bad. But you combine that with the Wolf aura going the way of the SF, mixed in with Daedalus as well. Like, SF is already really, really dangerous, but then you combine minus armor and an extra damage up on him. He's just one-shotting heroes pretty much. But they just kind of overextended themselves thinking, oh, you know, we already killed one hero, let's kill the next, but buybacks always make the difference in those kind of pushes. So Fnatic buy themselves a little bit more time. The question is, though, how are they going to stop this GG push from Empire? Because they won't have buybacks next time.
No.
They
won't.
need to smoke up, get aggressive, look for a pickoff, and wait for that 6-minute timer to run out.
That's why you see the Mask of Madness over on Trixie. He knows that he's got to jump in and then drag it back as quickly as possible, get that one pickoff, get the Doom or the SF. That's the only way I see Fnatic being able to repel the GG push from Team Empire. They must have one of these core heroes down before the fight begins. Let the Spectre Haunt Radiance Burn do its damage on the Ancient Apparition as well as Rubik. Who cares about them at this point? Like, the core is the primary thing. Nyx Assassin, he's also a bit of a menace during the engagements, but he can be dealt with heroes like Puck and Venomance and with their ulti coming out too. That's one upside right now for Fnatic. In fact, I kind of actually got to say, SF, he's the primary man to kill off now.
Oh, yeah.
A lot more difficult when you have the Butterfly up and running, but the only reason I'm saying is him and not the Doombringer, who now also has a heart. It's because Silent, you would have noticed him in that mid push before. He's still in the spot forever. Between Ensnare, Venomance, Gale, and ulti, like he triggers the BKB and he's still slowed up. They can kite Silent, where kiting an SF just seems to be almost impossible for him.
Yeah, they have to kite during the BKBs, whether it's the SF or the Doom. They have to use the ensnares. They have to use like the Nagastar and Ultimate, whatever they can to make sure that the BKB times are not effective for Empire, and then they can try and go for a full engage.
This is perfect timing for Empire. Firefly's on cooldown for 25 seconds because we saw Trixie trying to farm up the top lane. Whoa, honey! One hit. That SF's got DD. That SF has got DD. He's doing damage of 1,300 plus right now. They cannot come in close on him. They ensnare. The tower is still gone. They at least are whittling away at Resolution's life point, sitting at half of his life right now. But then he Batrider, Firefly, he just jumped in. Then you got Telekinesis picked up, dragged back. The secondary force up. Resolution's in deep. He's winding up the ultimate. That's one way to turn off the No Town sleep. And this will be mid-ranks and possibly GG. Even with 3 cores of Fnatic up and running, they've used every bit of control they had on Empire. So Empire will take this first game up against Fnatic and will top the leaderboard as far as the TKO for Europe so far. But we have another 2 games to come up tonight between these 2 teams. So anything is possible. We may have an EG situation though. Like 3-0 at the end of the first game.
Yeah, possibly.
Sitting pretty.
This draft was just really well crafted by Empire. The picking up of the Doom and the SF. Like, SF is the perfect kind of hero for this because he can turn into carry where Doom can kind of fall off as a one role. So he gets in that early advantage, goes around ganking a little bit, picks off the Spectre a couple times, the Shadowblade, turns that into the AC, and then just allows the SF to output all the damage. I mean, you normally pick up a Spectre and you're like, okay, we have some good mid to late game now, but honestly, just the dual core of Empire between the Doom and the SF, they had such a huge gold lead.
Actually, look at the CS as well on those 2 cores.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no one else racked over 100, but these 2 guys sitting over 200 a pop, almost hitting. In fact, the gold per minute almost exactly the same.
Yeah, they're both farming machines. Both of those heroes just explode and farm. Starting about like 8 to 10 minutes in, they just all of a sudden they just get such a huge lead if you don't actively gank them. And Fnatic, they tried a couple times, right? They were using Hani to move around, having the Spectre
They had
ultimate,
great ganks in the early game.
But they just couldn't really continue that trend. Once Empire started 5-manning, there was nothing they could do to stop it.
Yeah. Well, game number 2, look forward to seeing a draft which is a little bit more mid-game orientated for Fnatic if Empire do the same kind of thing. So stay tuned, people. We'll be back here after this short break for game number 2 of Fnatic versus Empire for the MLG TKO.